Hey folks, welcome back to the Temple of Boom. I am the Mighty Plantain and I'm going to check out something new this time. Ordered some things for this year's fireworks show off of pyroboom.com. Now, for the longest time I've been putting my fuses together with a couple of little zip ties. If you looked at some of last year's videos you would have seen that. But they've got this little thing. It's called a firework junction. And according to the instructions, you put your mainline fuse right in that long section, and then you can put your little fuses for each individual showpiece off of that. Hopefully you can see that really well. I'm going to move it closer here. There you go. That kind of gives you an idea, and then the picture on the front of the bag shows you kind of what it's all about and what it should look like in the end. So they're not too expensive, not too bad, so it wasn't a big investment to check them out. And that's the piece that comes out. You can see it looks just like the picture. It's got the little T. And we're going to go ahead and use that on some old fountains here. Got these black cats. Every time I buy a big assortment, it seems to come with a 4-pack of these guys, and I haven't put them in my show, so I've got about 2 or 3 sets of them sitting around because fuck fountains. I mean, come on. I want something that goes boom, I want something that shoots up into the sky, and something that explodes. These guys aren't that exciting for me. Okay, that's just my opinion. The kids love a lot of these fountains, so I do set some off during my show, but I try to stick with the bigger ones, not these little itty-bitty guys. So, yeah, not a bad thing just to light off here and there just to kill some time, or if you're getting the urge to throw some sparks in the sky. But I'm going to go ahead and string these together. Actually happen to have some leftover fuse from last year. This piece of regular fuse isn't, well, actually, it might hit all 4 if I go straight across. So, we'll save this highly valuable quick fuse for something else. That stuff's hard to come by and expensive. That goes back in the stash. Now we got a little bit of plastic here. We gotta get the fuses out. Put this bad boy at the end. Not too concerned about which color goes first, so I need to invest in a pair of galvanized scissors for my kit. And these bad boys have been out in the field a couple of times with me, rigging stuff up on the run, and they're starting to rust. So, all right, let's see how easy this actually is. Now, if you saw before, there's actually some little ridges inside there. I'm hoping this stays in focus here. Hang on a second. There's some little ridges in there. I'm going to have to cut this bit. I don't know how well this focuses, but there are some little ridges inside that channel, kind of like teeth, and they're supposed to hold that fuse in. So that should do the trick. Let's put this up here. Now, making sure to place the fuse so that it actually comes into this channel that your mainline fuse is going to go through, because otherwise it's not going to touch it and it won't light it. That should just snap together. Needs a little help there. I had to pull the snap shut. Alright, and then the main fuse, I can kind of pass it right here. I definitely want it to touch that fuse, but I'm trying to preserve as much length on it as I can here. Yeah, same thing. They're not snapping shut quite as well as I'd like, so you want to double check those snaps and make sure that they go through. I'm going to jostle this around a little bit. It seems like it can stand up to a fair bit of yanking. Those little teeth are helping out. I don't want to put this to the test right now, but I would say if you're being careful, you should be in good shape. But you know, any amount of yanking that would actually pull that fuse out of the channel, where these connectors would actually pull the fuse right out of your piece anyway, so it doesn't, you know, so you don't want to be tossing them around, but you can probably get away with a little bit of moving. Wow, even having to double check these, that is a lot quicker than the zip ties, I'll tell you that. So I decided to do this as a test, also to show you guys this new product. I guess it's not that new, it's been around for a few years, but this is kind of a dry run for when I fuse up my mortars and a couple of other show pieces when I do my show in a few weeks. A few weeks. Crap, I don't have as long as I'd liked until then. I shorted that one. See, I like having at least a little bit of overlap, because this fuse needs to touch off the little one. There's a decent amount of contact there. Now, if you want to spread things out, you'll of course want to use a longer piece of fuse. I'm just putting these guys right together. Like I said, I'm using up a remnant fuse, and just kind of give you an idea what this looks like. So I'm gonna go close up on this last one, because I want you to see close up what this looks like. All right, so I'm gonna give you a closer view of how these things work. Let's slide these guys out of the way. So here's your fuse that you want to connect. And we're going to put that right up in that channel. I wish this one was a little bit longer. And fold that piece right over. I'm going to push this one in deep to get the extra length that I want. Giggity. Alright, so that snapped. Now I did push this closed to make sure that it latched, because it was being a little tricky earlier. So then we'll lay this across here, and there's your T connection where the two fuses touch. And again, I'm pushing these latches closed to be on the safe side, because they're not catching. They're not as rigid as a really, really hard plastic. It's kind of a soft plastic, and I'm sure that's because the way it was designed, it has to be. But it also makes these latches not close quite as tight as I'd like them, but just double check them. And again, this is holding up to a pretty decent amount of jostling. So it is definitely light outside, but I think I'm going to go ahead and light these off anyway. This video isn't about the spark or the show. It's more about checking out these little junctions and seeing how they work. So let's go do that. Alright, so handy blowtorch. Here we go. Sounds like the first one caught. So I guess those were more aerial effects than I thought they were. Notes taken. But it did definitely catch all 4 fuses with those junctions. So even though you can't really see the effects during the day, like I said, that wasn't the point of this video. The point of this video is to show how well those junctions work, and it was a pretty successful test. So I'm looking forward to the ease with which I'll be able to set up my part pieces this year. Hopefully they go off just as much without a hitch. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and definitely check out some of the other videos on the playlist. We'll have plenty more coming by the end of the summer.